So my name is Trista Blankenship. I am a student in the master's program for professional counseling here at Truett McConnell. So when I was younger, I grew up in a home where drugs and addiction actually ruled our home, and God was not actively involved in being welcome there. And so growing up, I never really understood the idea of this loving Father that would do something so amazing in my life. And so I left away from that world, and thankfully God brought me out of the home of addiction, and I was able to grow up and for the first time heard about Freud. So Sigmund Freud was a big deal in my life, and I read one of his books. It was a dream journaling book, and so I learned how to interpret dreams and things like that. But I also started coming into my faith. And so the world kind of was saying that psychology is a secular science that you can't use. And so I had to choose between psychology and my faith. And as a Christian, I chose my faith. So I actually started school here in 2010. And I started out as an education major, but during my time off, I kind of discovered that that wasn't really God's plan for me. And so I started praying, God, where would you have me to go? Because this is your degree, and this is the life that you have designed for me, and I only want to follow what you've done for me. And so within a few months, it kind of began to grow in my heart that Truett was going to open that program, and that I should wait upon him. And so I came back as an undeclared major. Didn't know what I was going to do. But during my first semester, God reopened a love for psychology and actually even announced that the program was fully online for the first time ever. So I was the first student in the online program for psychology at Truett McConnell. And during that time, it was unbelievable because God changed my heart completely. He brought me into a deeper relationship with Christ than I ever could have imagined. And I really began to understand the difference between the world saying that psychology is a secular science and then understanding that it's actually created by God. These are His people and His creation, and this is His mind that He designed. So why wouldn't His people work in that field? And so I just fell in love with that idea. And the program has been nothing but a blessing to me since it started. Getting to be in the first cohort has kind of been interesting because you have a really close relationship with the students that you're going through it with. You also get to know the professors really well. And because we are a small program, you get one-on-one time in the classrooms, and you get hands-on techniques that are taught to you about people who have been doing this for years. And I went into my first counseling session knowing that I was prepared because Truett had prepared me. So Truett McConnell University is very special in the way that every person here cares for you. It's not just your teachers, and they know you by name, and they know your story, and they care to know your story. You're not just a person sitting in their class. Each professor prayed over me. They encouraged me. They helped me see a future I couldn't even see for myself yet. They were always understanding and loving. So I often think of 2 Corinthians 1:4, where God tells us that He healed us, and therefore we can go out and heal others. And that's kind of His calling in my life, and that's what He's done, is brought me through so much healing. He healed me from the little girl who was brought into a home with drugs and alcohol. And He's brought me into a place where I'll be able to now pour into others as He has poured into me.